Trapped, the mislabeling of victims. In a world where justice is often blind, the true stories of countless individuals remain hidden in the shadows. Modern slavery thrives in the shadows. It is a silent epidemic that affects millions globally, yet remains largely unseen and misunderstood. Millions are trafficked each year, forced into labor and sex work. These individuals are often invisible to the public eye, their cries for help drowned out by the noise of everyday life. Many victims start as low-level offenders caught in the web of drug dealing. They are coerced into illegal activities, manipulated by those who exploit their vulnerabilities. They are criminalized instead of helped. The system fails to recognize their plight, treating them as perpetrators rather than victims. Current laws often fail to differentiate between victims and criminals. This lack of distinction leads to further victimization, as those who need support are instead met with punishment. This perpetuates a cycle of exploitation and despair. The individuals who are trapped in this cycle see no way out, their hopes and dreams crushed under the weight of systemic failure. Imagine being forced to sell drugs to survive. The choice is not a choice at all, but a desperate act to stay alive in a world that offers no other options. You are arrested and labeled a criminal. No one asks why. The reasons behind your actions are ignored, and you are judged solely on the surface of your deeds. No one sees your pain. The anguish and suffering that led you to this point are invisible to those who hold the power to change your fate. This is the reality for countless trafficking victims. They live in a world where their voices are silenced and their stories are untold. They are trapped in a system that punishes them instead of protecting them. The very institutions meant to safeguard their rights become the instruments of their continued suffering. We need to challenge these laws and view these individuals through a lens of compassion and understanding. By recognizing their humanity and addressing the root causes of their plight, we can begin to dismantle the structures that perpetuate their suffering. It is only through empathy and informed action that we can hope to bring about meaningful change and offer true justice to those who have been wronged. From despair to dawn, Anne-Marie Jones' story. Anne-Marie Jones was one such victim caught in a web of circumstances beyond her control. Forced into drug dealing at a young age, she became ensnared in the criminal justice system. Her life took a dark turn as she was coerced into illegal activities, unable to find a way out. Multiple arrests and incarcerations followed, each one chipping away at her hope for a better future. The system seemed to offer no mercy, no second chances. Anne-Marie's story is not unique. Many others have faced similar fates, trapped in cycles of exploitation and punishment. It's a stark reminder of the systemic failures that perpetuate human trafficking. These failures highlight the urgent need for reform and support for victims.
Behind bars, I felt hopeless and forgotten. But then, I encountered a program that recognized me as a victim, not a criminal. This program offered a glimmer of hope, a chance to reclaim my life. Finally, I found support and began my journey of healing and recovery. The support group sessions were a lifeline, providing a safe space to share my experiences and learn from others. My story is a testament to the transformative power of compassion and the importance of appropriate interventions. With the help of dedicated counselors and support networks, I began to rebuild my life, piece by piece. Today, I am not just a survivor. I am an advocate for change. I work with organizations to help others who are in the same position I once was. My journey from despair to dawn is a beacon of hope for those still trapped in the darkness. Together, we can make a difference. By raising awareness and pushing for systemic change, we can ensure that no one else has to endure what I did. Anne-Marie Jones's story is a powerful reminder that with the right support, anyone can overcome their past and build a brighter future.
The cycle of exploitation, how they fall prey. Traffickers prey on vulnerability. They target individuals facing poverty, homelessness, or addiction. Many are lured with false promises of a better life. They become trapped in a cycle of exploitation, controlled through fear and coercion. The lines between victim and offender become blurred. Forced to commit crimes to survive, they are arrested and labeled. This cycle continues, trapping them further in the system. We must break this cycle by addressing the root causes of vulnerability and providing viable alternatives. Dawn's Place, a beacon of hope and healing. This sanctuary stands as a testament to the resilience and strength of survivors. It is a place where hope is rekindled and lives are transformed. Organizations like Dawn's Place offer a lifeline to survivors. They provide not just physical safety, but emotional and psychological support that is crucial for healing. Here, survivors find a community that understands their struggles and stands by them every step of the way. They provide a safe haven, counseling, and job training. These services are designed to empower survivors, giving them the tools they need to rebuild their lives. The counseling sessions help them process their trauma, while job training opens up new opportunities for a brighter future. These programs focus on rehabilitation, not punishment. The goal is to help survivors regain their independence and self-worth. By offering a range of services from mental health support to vocational training, Dawn's Place ensures that survivors have the resources they need to thrive. They recognize the trauma victims have endured and provide the support needed to heal. Trauma-informed care is at the heart of their approach, ensuring that every survivor feels understood and valued. This compassionate care helps survivors rebuild their lives with dignity and respect.
At Dawn's Place, survivors find more than just shelter. They find a place where they can start anew, surrounded by people who genuinely care about their well-being. The supportive environment fosters a sense of belonging and community. They find a community, a sense of belonging, and the tools to rebuild their lives. Group activities and peer support play a crucial role in their recovery, helping them to connect with others who have shared similar experiences. They learn new skills, gain confidence, and rediscover their self-worth. Empowerment programs are designed to help survivors regain control over their lives, fostering a sense of independence and self-reliance. These programs are essential in breaking the cycle of exploitation. By providing comprehensive support, Dawn's Place helps survivors overcome their past and build a future free from exploitation. The journey to healing is long, but with the right support, it is possible to reclaim one's life and thrive.
The law's blind eye. Are we failing victims? Current laws often fail to protect trafficking victims. Many are prosecuted for crimes they were forced to commit. They are denied support and labeled as criminals. This approach ignores the complex realities of human trafficking.
We need legislation that recognizes the coercion and exploitation inherent in trafficking. Laws should differentiate between victims and perpetrators. This requires a shift in perspective, from viewing victims as criminals to recognizing them as survivors.
Rehabilitation, not incarceration, a call for change. Imprisoning victims is not the answer. It exacerbates trauma and perpetuates the cycle of exploitation.
We need to prioritize rehabilitation and support over punishment. This requires investing in specialized programs and services. Treatment courts, for example, offer an alternative to incarceration. They provide counseling, job training, and other support services. These programs recognize that healing from trauma is crucial for breaking free from exploitation.
Support systems are vital for survivors' recovery. This includes access to safe housing, healthcare, and legal aid. Senior Teresita Hinnigan as Senior Teresita Hinnigan. It also means creating a society that believes and supports survivors. When survivors feel believed and supported, they're more likely to come forward and seek help. Senior Teresita Hinnigan as Senior Teresita Hinnigan. We must create an environment free from stigma and judgment, where survivors feel safe to share their stories and access the resources they need. Rescuing victims is only the first step. We must empower survivors to reclaim their lives and build a better future. Anne-Marie Jones as Anne-Marie Jones. This requires addressing the long-term impact of trauma and providing opportunities for education, employment, and personal growth. Empowerment means giving survivors a voice, involving them in policy decisions, and supporting their leadership in the fight against trafficking. Anne-Marie Jones as Anne-Marie Jones, it means recognizing their resilience and strength and creating a world where they can thrive. Combating human trafficking is a shared responsibility. Mary DeFusco as Mary DeFusco. We can all play a part by educating ourselves about the issue, supporting anti-trafficking organizations, and advocating for policy changes. We can also make conscious choices as consumers, supporting businesses committed to ethical labor practices. Mary DeFusco as Mary DeFusco. By working together, we can create a world free from exploitation and slavery. The fight against human trafficking is a fight for human dignity and freedom. It is a fight we can win. Cinda Mayan Patterson. By changing laws, supporting survivors and raising awareness, we can create a brighter future. Let us stand with survivors, amplify their voices, and work together to build a world where everyone is free from exploitation and empowered to reach their full potential. Senior Megan Patterson as Cinda Mayan Patterson. The journey from change to change starts with each one of us.